So I've whacked out this little pink foot spread tonight. Just saves me doing it in the morning, so I can just come down here and basically just jump in behind those bushes, expecting the geese to come from down south beyond that mountain there. They usually come up the coast. It's just a case of whether we can bend them if they don't come over the decoys. I don't think they'll come into the decoys. I'd be surprised if they do, but we might just be able to make them change course to the point where they come over the top. Some of you might think, what the heck's he done there with those decoys? Please, if you've got feedback, leave them in the comments section below. Always happy to try and learn how I can do things better. I've just stuck them out in one big blob, really. There's no real shape to it, although I've tried to put a couple of flying ones and a couple of standing ones at the kind of front of the flock. So we're going to make this very heavy, probably very deadly TSS load, although no amount of TSS will make up for bad shooting, so you still got to aim it in the right place. But just for a laugh, we're going to make this 1.5 ounce TSS load. It's Ballistic Products published data. I'll post up the details in a wee bit. There we go. Why am I making this big heavy load? Well, I've spotted a flight line of geese down by the coast. Last few days the geese have been passing through there, often out of range, sometimes, or this morning for instance, they were probably 55, 60, 65 yards up, something like that. Probably right on the edge of range, and I wouldn't shoot at them normally. I like to think I'm not a skybuster. Certainly with heavy steel I wouldn't shoot at them, but this TSS seems to extend the range of shooting, and if you can put it in the right place, and that's a big if, certainly with me anyway, the tungsten will kill stuff at extended ranges if you can put it on the money. So I'm going to make this with 1.5 ounces of tungsten number 7. I'm only making 3 because I'll only likely get one shot, if at all, if I can get under them. But if I can, then more pellets can't do you any harm. So yeah, this is our sneaky little plan. We're going to send a cannon shot after these if they're daft enough to fly over me. Oh, 1.5 ounces is 656 grains. Crikey, that is a lot of flipping tungsten. Near enough. Tungsten in. So there we go, 4.5 ounces of tungsten in those 3 shells. Now all we need to do is get underneath the geese, so fast forward to tomorrow morning. Well, it looks like the decoy spread's still standing, so the sheep haven't knocked it flat, which is good. I was expecting to have to re-erect the whole thing, but it's a bit of pin the tail on the donkey in terms of where I'd set up along this hedgerow, but I think this is roughly where they came through yesterday. Hopefully if they're not coming exactly on that line, hopefully the decoy spread might just pull them over just out of curiosity. I'm going to put a line of monofilament and run it out to one of those winged decoys, and then just pull on it slightly when they're coming, just to give it a bit of motion. And I came through yesterday about 8:25, so still got 10 or 15 minutes to go till Sod's Law. We sit in one place, they go over another. Mind you, they're miles up. They'll be 400-500 feet up. They'll be 400-500 feet up and miles away. It looks like two decent flocks. Right over. I often think these geese are like mafia men. Certainly our local flock of greylags are. They never seem to do the same thing twice. Never seem to hold the same pattern from day to day. If they do, they get assassinated. So if there's a load of teal on this little splash here, and there's a peregrine falcon sat up on the top of that pylon. No doubt it'll be watching these teal like a hawk. Pardon the pun. Boom boom. So we're going to go and flush these teal off and see if we can get a chase. There they go. And here comes the peregrine. Oh, he may have given them a bit of too much of a head start. Yeah. Well, we're back at the pond. Lovely evening. Probably not the best for wildfowling as usual, but hey, you can't complain. And you never know what geese are going to come flying along down here. They can fly all night, especially when there's a big moon at the minute. Anything can pop up. As I've learnt, I always keep the gun loaded whenever walking about or get out the car down here, because there's constant traffic coming through, although it's quiet so far. So we'll sit out and see what gives, see if there's any sign of any widgeon yet. See if we can get a couple of mallard. I could do with a couple of mallard for a landowner, so yeah, that would be nice.